Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. This is one of your hosts, Tyson Roush, and we got a big show for you. Jets-Dolphins, rivalry game, AFC East matchup, so there's plenty to talk about. And let me introduce the man of the people who I think is feeling some Jets positivity tonight, Long Beach Joe.
What's going on, Ty? Man, I'm always positive, especially about my team. I mean, I don't think there's a person on earth that hates the Dolphins more than myself. So I'm just excited that we get another chance to smash these guys. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get into it. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote our Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search Let's Talk Jets Radio. Like that page. Our content's up there as well. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message us. We'll message you right back. We love going back and forth with folks about, what we do here and what we talk about this football team. Also, leave us some feedback. We love hearing what you guys think we do here on Let's Talk Jets. So without further ado, Ty, let's go ahead and get into the show, man. I am fired up.
Yeah, I'm fired up too, man. And so everybody knows, reminder, we're on YouTube. Subscribe with YouTube. iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. We're all over the place. Instagram, Twitter. Just look up Talk Jets Radio or Let's Talk Jets. You'll find us. And I know there's a lot of Yankee fans getting ready for Game 6 tonight. Put that game on mute, watch it, and then listen to us for a good hour and a half, and go back to the game when the Yankees clinching. It's pretty easy to do, yeah? So, Joe, we'll just start off with this. And like I said, this show is primarily around Jets-Dolphins. And I'll start out, before we even go to the injury report, I want to go to the emotional aspect of this. And I think that there is a chance that the Jets are going to experience an emotional letdown here. They won 3 in a row. They had a lot invested into last weekend. They lose a game where a controversial decision was there, yes, but with the penalty. But there's also some things they make some mistakes themselves. So I think there's a chance it could be an emotional letdown where they come out flat against the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, and that's something I talked about last week on the show as well. Making sure that the Patriots don't beat you twice. They didn't, they beat you Sunday. They got a crap call that went their way. You know what I'm saying? We did some things as well, made some mistakes. We ended up losing that game. Are you going to let that follow into this game where you're doubting yourself and you're not focused all the way because you're still thinking about that last game that happened? We got to, just push that aside and move forward. And a lot of that is going to lean on the shoulders of Todd Bowles, making sure that these guys are focused for this week coming up and saying, listen, last week is last week. We're moving forward. We got the Dolphins in front of us. They don't give a damn that we got screwed, against the Patriots. They don't care about what happened in that game. They're trying to, keep their season alive and beat us. So this team, and not just Todd Bowles as well, also on the veterans of this team too, to pull these guys together and say, hey, look, it's over, young kids. We got to move forward. We got a game in front of us too. So this is a big challenge for this team, man, and we're going to see how they come out and how they handle coming off that loss from the Patriots.
Yeah, and this is going to fall on Josh McCown, Demario Davis, Mo Claiborne, James Carpenter, Kelvin Beachum, all these veteran guys that are like, listen, man, the only thing that could happen is that bad call can maybe fuel this team and maybe motivate them more, like make them angry, which I hope it does. Because, Joe, I'll say this, if you're a Jets fan looking for a fun season to watch, this is a must-win. You can't lose this game. I'm just going to say it right now. If they lose this game, there's a very good chance things could start spiraling out of control. Because the schedule after this game is, I think, dude, if you lose 2 in a row, first of all, 2 division games, now you're 3-4 facing a Falcon team, a very good Falcon team. I don't care what anybody says. Dude, I really think they need to win this game. You're back on the winning track. You beat a rival. You're 4-3. You're feeling good about yourself. Just keep yourself in the hunt. 3-4, you're going to start feeling yourself getting out of it a little bit. I think, dude, to me, it's must win if you want to say this team has to stay in contention. Must win.
I need you to stop. That's what I need you to do. Hit the brake. Burr, burr, stop
must
the bus. All
win.
right. No, it's not a must win. We are a rebuilding team. Okay, clearly you started
the rebuilding
early.
nonsense. You're 3-3 right now. You're in the hunt. You want to stay in the hunt and play competitive football. This is a must win.
There is no hunt. Okay, we are not a playoff team. That's not what we are right now.
You're still on the hunt.
No, stop. What we need to do is we need to see maturity and growth out of these guys. We need to see these guys go out there and consistently fight. If you're talking about being in the hunt and we got this and we got that, that's not what we're doing because that's not the type of team that we are right now. Right now, we're trying to find the pieces to move forward with. Right now, we're trying to see who can perform and who can't. And right now, we're trying to just keep learning. That's what we're trying to do every single game. So don't sit here and talk to me about in the hunt and must wins and we got to do this.
Dude, that's a quitter. That's a quitter mentality right there. That's a quitter mentality. So we're 3-3. We can lose games. It's okay. No, it's not. If you're 3-3 and you're in the hunt, you're 3-3 in the hunt. Why would you say we can lose a game? This is a must-win if you want to stay competitive the rest of the season. You want to keep around and just stay in the mix.
There is no must-win.
Who doesn't want to play meaningful games in December?
Hold on a second. First off, I don't have a problem losing if you have young kids going out there and absolutely giving it their all. If they're going out there and being extremely competitive and losing games by a little bit of play, I'm fine with that because of the way that our roster is built. We are not a playoff team. You sound like
if you want your goal is to want to play meaningful games in December.
We are not in the hunt. We are not a playoff team. That is not how we're built.
We're 3-3.
We talked about this all.
We're 3-3.
We're 3-3. Yeah, we beat 3 back. We beat some teams, but we need to continue to put games together and move forward. Again, what we need to do in this game is cut down on our mistakes, allow our young players to grow, allow our young players to go out there and see if they can make some plays. And if they can, okay, we learn and we move forward. But to sit here and pretend like this is a must-win game, our season's on the line. We're not a playoff team. We're not.
Dude, that doesn't make any sense. If you're
we're in a rebuilding process. Do you understand
1-5
that?
doesn't matter.
We're in a rebuilding process.
No, dude, I understand it, but you're discounting a record. So, Joe, just because we're 3-3 means we are still mathematically in the hunt to play competitive games in December. I'd rather see a game that means something than waste this useless games. Like, I'd much rather
what you don't understand is that. What you don't understand is that. No, you don't understand because here's what you need to understand. There is no useless games in this season because every single game is a game where you can see what these young kids are about. There are no useless games. So regardless of whether we lose this game or we're out of the hunt in the next 3 weeks, guess what? We got an entire damn season of evaluation. That's what this season was about.
Yeah, but if you're playing competitive games with something on the line, you learn more.
We got a whole entire season to look at these young games. Look at these young kids and see what they do in these games. No, you don't make any sense because this is not a playoff. This is not a playoff team. We're not going to do that.
If you would just take playoffs out of your mouth for 1 second and just listen. I know it's hard for you, but if you're playing competitive games in December, that means you're playing for something. You're in a chance to play, build, face some pressure, face some adversity, keep staying in it instead of in an environment where there's 10,000 fans and nobody there. You're playing competitive football when you actually have something in the bank to play for. Your coaches have to out-coach somebody and do all these things. Like it or not, 3-3, they are still they're in the hunt for something. That's just a fact. It's a football fact. 3-3, you're in the hunt.
3-3, you're in the. I get that. I get that point of 3-3. You're in the hunt. Okay. But what I'm telling you is we're not a playoff game. What you don't understand is that
I have not said playoffs. You keep saying playoffs. I haven't said the word playoffs. I said competitive games in December. Competitive games in December. That's all I'm saying.
You keep saying no. You don't just keep saying that. You also keep saying in the hunt. So what are you in the hunt for?
What does that mean?
You're in the hunt for the playoffs. You're in the hunt
to play competitive games in December. You're in the hunt to stay with games in December to actually mean something instead of watching two troll teams like the Giants are going to be doing.
Again, every single game of this season is a game that means something to us. That's what I keep saying. You keep trying to change your point, and it doesn't make any sense.
I'm not changing my point at all. If you step on the field, it means something. That's just basic football stuff. That's basic. If you play a game, it means something. Obviously, it's a rebuilding season. But if you have a chance to keep winning and building a program and building a winning mentality and playing competitive games where they mean something, you're still in the hunt. So in December, you may play meaningful games where these young guys learn a competitive environment, a pressure-filled environment, instead of being 3-13.
If you're 3-13 and you're competitive with the roster that we have, then every single game is competitive. What I'm telling you is this. You keep changing your point again. You keep saying, well,
my point remains the same. I don't know.
Let me finish.
You understand my point. I'm not changing anything. It's the same thing.
You keep saying useless games and games that don't matter and games that are uncompetitive. No, every single game for these kids are going to be a competitive game. Every single one, because they're competing for a spot to stay on this roster. That is factual because we are a rebuilding team. There are no useless games. There are no must-wins. You keep saying this is a must-win game. It's not a must-win game because when you say things like must-win game, you're in the hunt. These are must-win games for what? That's why I keep saying that your point seems like you're thinking that we could stay in the hunt for a playoff. When you say must win, that means that you have to win the game to stay in the hunt for a playoff position.
So the Jets beat the Dolphins. It means nothing.
If the Jets beat the Dolphins and they go out there and competitive, of course, every win means something. But to sit here and say that this is a must-win,
so 4-3 means so 4-3 means nothing.
Let me finish.
If the Jets are 5-5, it means nothing.
Let me finish. You keep saying this is a must-win game. That's what you started this whole conversation out with. And what I'm telling you is it's not a must-win game. No, it isn't a must-win game. That's exactly why I keep saying you keep talking about playoffs.
Well, because you're not, for me, you have the tank mentality where you don't care about wins and losses. I care about wins and losses.
What?
If you want to be competitive the rest of the season, you need to win this game. You have the tank mentality. Win or lose doesn't really matter. They're learning.
I don't have that. That is not a tank mentality. A tank mentality is I want everybody to stink so you guys can be garbage. I don't have a tank mentality. I have a rebuild mentality because guess what? You need to go out there and see how these guys do against the competition that's put out there. You need to go out there and see guys make plays. I need to go out there and see guys give maximum effort. That's what these games are about. That's why I keep telling you that there's no useless games. That's why I keep telling you that there's not a must-win game because we're not a must-win team. We're not a playoff team. So we're not playing for that. Right now, we're playing for them to go out there and put everything on the line. And if they win the game, fine. If they lose the game, fine. But we need to see maximum effort, and we need to see what these guys have as far as talent. So stop coming on here saying that these are must-win games, and these guys need to get it done.
It's a must-win game.
If we don't win, hold on. And if we don't win this game, it's going to be a bunch of useless games. There is no useless game. We're a rebuilding team.
I said the spiraling of losing could start. I said they lose this game, they could lose a couple in a row, 2-3 in a row.
Regardless of whether the spiral losing or start, if they're going out there and giving it their all, then it is what it is. Let the chips fall where they may. But guess what? We need to go out there and see these young kids give maximum effort and give every single thing that they have on that football field. Because
so basically, when you're saying the Jets should go in the game and not keep score.
No time or nothing is being wasted because, again, we're evaluating for our future. There's no such thing as a wasted snap or wasted time or a wasted game.
So don't keep scoring the games then. So win or lose doesn't matter. So going forward, we're not going to do any more predictions. We're just going to say, yes, they played, who played well, who didn't play well, and we're done. The show will be about 20 minutes.
We talked about this all off season.
We're talking about 3-3. The Jets are 3-3. But the game doesn't matter. We don't need to keep score. We don't need to do predictions. It's done. We're good. Give your 5 players. I'll get 5 players. The show's over. We're good.
What I'm telling you is that I'm not saying the games absolutely matter because we need to see what these young kids go out there. But
because they have to play. The score doesn't matter now. You said the score doesn't matter now.
No.
The score doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter whether we win or lose because we're not a playoff team. That doesn't matter because you need to go out there and see if these young kids can perform. Wins and losses don't matter this season because we're not a good football team. We're going to perform anyway. We unanimously agreed on this because you need to see if these young kids go out there and compete. Look, like I said, there's no such thing as a must-win game this season. There isn't. We talked about this all off season. We don't care about wins and losses. If the team ends up only winning 5 games this season, but they're competitive in every single game, they'll go out there and fight in every single game. They're giving their maximum effort. They're going out there and absolutely coaching. The coaching is done well as well. And we're just absolutely maxing out on the talent that we have on this roster, but we're coming up short because we're not as talented as the Saints or the Chiefs or any of these other teams that we got coming up. Then guess what? It was a solid season because this has been capped a rebuilding season. You are sitting here saying in a rebuilding season that if you don't win this must-win game, then all the rest of these games are useless. In a rebuilding season,
I didn't say. I'm not saying useless. So you're focusing.
That's exactly what
you're missing the point.
Literally said that.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not. I don't call any game useless. But see, when a team is, I have to break down football for you. When a team is 3-3 and they win another game, they're going to be 4-3. If they win a game after that, they're going to be 5-3. And like it or not, guess what happens? They're going to be in the hunt. If they're 4-4 and they're 5-5, guess what? They're still in the hunt if you like it or not. But in your opinion, we shouldn't keep score of the games, so why even talk about the scores? We'll just talk about who played, who didn't, and that's it. And we're done.
No. That is absolutely, first off, again, going back to my earlier point when I talked about, you keep saying, well, if you win this game and you're 5-3, you're in the hunt. Well, what are we in the hunt for? We're in the hunt for playoffs. That's the only thing you could possibly be in the hunt for, right?
You're in the hunt for competitive games that mean something.
Oh,
exactly. Whether you like it or not.
And what is competitive games that mean something in the NFL? If you're still in the hunt, you're in the playoff hunt. Then you back away from that.
That means when you go to a game and the team's 5-3, you can root for them to win, and they're playing with something that's important.
again, if they're 5-3,
the mindset of a 3-5 team and a 5-3 team is completely different.
No, it shouldn't be. It has not for this football team. It shouldn't.
You're out of your mind.
It should not be at all.
You think the 1-5 Giants have the same mentality as the Jets do? You're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind. Yeah, because we are a rebuilding team. What are you talking about?
In your mind, you think the Jets in the locker room right now saying, we're rebuilding, we can lose, we're fine, we don't care?
Hold on. If you are sitting here telling me that if we only win, if we lose this football game, then the rest of the season should not matter at all, then guys can just go out there and just give up?
I've never said that.
You're not. That's exactly
I never said that at all.
Dude,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you're talking about,
you just
got to listen for 1 second. If you listen for 1 second, you understand my point. I'm talking about playing competitive games in December where the games matter, where the fans are going to care, the players are care, and everything else. If your team is 3-9, nobody's going to care. If your team is 7-5, people are going to care. 6-6, people are going to care. So this game, in terms of that, is important.
I'm telling you that regardless of if they're 3-9 or if they're only it doesn't matter. They're going out there and competing every single game. I am not concerned about wins and losses this season. I'm not. I said that in the offseason.
That we don't have to take predictions anymore. They don't matter. Scores don't matter.
I'm concerned about these kids going out there on the field, giving maximum effort and giving all that they have. I'm not counting wins and losses like that. Because guess what? If we lose,
every Tuesday we break down games, they lose or win, you can't talk about it. Just talk about players.
No,
scores don't matter.
Again, it's how
scores don't matter in your opinion.
So hold on. So
now there's style points that matter. Now you need to have style points.
1 second. Hold on a second. No, it's not style points.
Okay, now it's scores don't matter. Now it's a style. It's a style.
It's not style points.
You lose, play hard. I get it now. All right.
No, you don't get it now.
You because play hard. It's fine.
Again,
you need style points.
So you're telling me if we lose to the Saints or if we lose to the Chiefs or if we lose to these other teams that look like as of right now that are more talented than us, that our season means nothing?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they got to beat the Dolphins.
That's literally
I'm talking about the Dolphins. That's all I'm talking about. I'm saying talk about the Dolphins. They have to beat them to stay competitive and in the hunt. That's it. 4-3.
Look. For you to start this out saying that this is a must-win game against the Dolphins, I totally disagree with that. To me, this is not a must-win game because we are not a playoff team. That is not how we're built. This is a game where I want to see kids go out there and give it their maximum effort.
So then we don't have to keep scores. And Tuesday we don't talk about scores. We're just going to give participation trophies. The Jets participated. They showed up. Congratulations.
It's not
you only got to do it 9 more times.
It's not participation trophies because you're going out there trying to build. So you're trying to find the pieces that you can build with.
But see, exactly. We should score. It's basically a preseason game in your opinion, then.
No, these are games where you're going out there live against other teams that are putting their starters out there as well. It is not.
Yeah, but the scores doesn't matter.
These are all. The
results don't really matter. It's just as long as these guys play.
Scores depends on who wins and who loses. Clearly, this is football. What I'm telling you is that if we're going out there and giving,
but it doesn't matter to you, though. It doesn't matter who wins or loses as long as they play hard.
Because I want to see maximum effort. It doesn't matter in a rebuilding year. It does not it doesn't matter if I see kids going out there flying around, if we see the emergence of our Darius Stewart, a Hanson, if we see McGuire continue to get better within this offense, if we've got a lot of young players, maybe Burris comes around this year, Gerald Roberts shows up and be a solid corner, and guys are going out there and getting after it, but they're losing by 7 points here, 3 points there, 10 points there, but they're still trying to put something together, and we only end the season with 4 or 5 wins. To me, that's not a useless season because these are identified players where I can say, you know what, we only won 5 games, but damn, I got myself a corner that can start. I got myself a wide receiver that can start. I know that, hey, I got McGuire coming back next year. I got a solid back that can spell Bilal Powell or can be my starter. That's what this season is about. So I'm not marking must-wins on my calendar because there is no such thing as a must-win game this season.
You're absolutely right. We don't need to talk about any scores. There's no need to talk scores. Doesn't matter. Scores don't matter.
You don't make any sense. Okay, Tyson. You scores don't matter.
No, because the obvious point of seeing players improving, building young players is obvious. That's obvious. But now wins and losses don't matter. So this isn't a must game. Actually, we don't even need to talk about scores. You give your 3 points, I'll give my 3 points, the show's over. We're done. This is easy.
Well, that's up to you. But again, like I said, labeling games must-win games don't make any sense. Not with this football team.
Right.
There's no such thing as a must-win game because we're
3
not
and 3
in the
doesn't
hunt
matter.
for
3 and 3
anything.
doesn't matter. 3 wins in a row don't matter. 3 and 3 doesn't matter. Conference games don't matter. None of this matters.
Listen, 3 and 3 is
3 and 3 doesn't matter.
3 and 3 is a great achievement for this football
so we can't
team.
build
for
on
everyone
that.
to be saying we have
let's just let's just go 3 and 13. Then it doesn't matter.
Look, it
That's
does
where you build
matter
culture.
because this guy. Listen, I'm saying that the record, if they're going out there and playing hard, straight to the wall, and the record is not indicative of how hard they're playing on the football field, then guess what? After our season, we can evaluate things with that. You keep tailoring everything to a record. Everything's got to be done to a record. If they do this, if they do that, if they don't win this game, we're done. We're just going to pack it up and pack it in. You can't do that on a rebuilding team. You'll never figure out who is actually identified as being qualified to play this game, who we can move forward with. That's what we're worried about this season. That's what we're worried about. Like, I don't understand how all of a sudden that mode has switched in your brain because before, when we were talking about the offseason,
you're allowed to get building blocks and win games. It's okay. You can win games.
You said out of your own mouth this offseason, I remember a show where you literally said, I could care less about what the record could be. As long as these young kids go out there, exactly. Okay, so now you're
so what?
Here
so
saying
this is still
totally
at 3 and 3. If you want to be competitive and stay in the hunt, it's a must-win.
Hold on, and we completely agreed on that point in the offseason. Hold on, we completely agreed on that point in the offseason because I had that exact same point myself, and you followed it up saying, I absolutely agree. As long as these young kids go out there and give it their all, and they're out there playing, straight to the wall, then I don't have a problem with that. But now all of a sudden, hey, we're 3 and 3. We're in the hunt. We got to do this. It's a must-win game, or you know what? The rest of the season doesn't even matter. Guys are just going to go down, and they don't care. We're just going to give it up.
I guess I'll have to explain this to you again. Every game obviously matters. We both noticed it's a rebuilding team. But mathematically, at 3 and 3, if you're a team that's trying to win games and stay competitive and play important games in December, games you want to go to and watch and everything else, this is a must-win. So whether you like it or not, 3 and 3 is a record that keeps you in the hunt. It's just what it is. So if you can discount it, it doesn't matter. Okay, fine. Then we can lose 10 games in a row. We won't talk about scores. Everything's fine as long as the guys play hard. Fine. No big deal. That's fine with me.
Listen, hold on. Wait
so
a second.
The Jets go 4 and 3. Don't talk about it. Jets go 5 and 3. Doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Even if we're
4 and 4 don't matter. 5 and 5 don't matter. None of it matters.
If we're 3 and 5, hold on. Even if we're 3 and 5, that doesn't mean that hey, it doesn't matter. We're going into December. We're 3 and 5. We're out to hunt. Hey, everybody pack it in and give it up. That's not how it goes. They should still be going out there playing competitive football if they're 3 and 5. They should still go out there and play competitive football if they're 3 and 7. It does not matter. That's what I'm telling you. That's what this year is about. Building that. I understand your whole concept of still in the hunt and you want to see guys win. I'd love to see my team win as well, but I'm not hanging my hat on that. If they don't win, I can deal with that. I want to see guys go out there and give max effort because I want to know who I'm moving forward with on this football team. That's why I'm telling you this game here is not a must win.